own. But just keep in mind that the views, information, or opinions expressed on the Tuddle Daily Podcast are solely those of the individuals involved and do not necessarily represent those of our sponsors.
We will see.
Yeah, it's called free speech, people. Nobody's forcing you to listen. Get ready for your daily dose of Tuddle.
The all-time greatest intern/producer we've ever had, of course, Tuddle in Florida.
From the Hobo Fish Camp, it's the Tuddle Daily Podcast.
Let's go.
Nobody likes you, Tuddle.
Let's
Everything's
go.
a goddamn debate.
All right, guys, greetings and welcome to another edition of the Tuddle Daily Podcast. I hope all of you guys are enjoying your Monday. Tomorrow's August 1st. Yeah, I'm back. I am. I look, I'm going to get into everything, a little bit of what I've been up to, why I've not done the podcast. You know what? I do have the Google Voice open. And I forget even what the number was. I know it. 407-270-3044. Once again, that's 407-270-3044. I really don't have any topics per se to talk about. I wanted to get on and do this. I have not done the show since February, I think. And I also would like to hear from you guys. I know that I got to work on the lighting and stuff. I actually liked a little bit of the darker lighting. But I would like to hear from you guys to see how the video looks, the audio looks. Because I got a brand new computer because my boss that I'm doing the recruiting stuff for bought me a MacBook Pro, and I'm kind of rocking the Mac now. And it's nice to have about 16 gigabytes of RAM, a quad dual processor and everything. So like I've not seen any lag so far. Well, here, you know what? Let me put some of these up here. Bob D says, "Did you get yourself a fuck buddy? Where you been?" No, I'm just working my ass off. And I'm gonna talk about my job and stuff. Joe the Supermarket's in there. He says, "Tuddle, whoa, Tuddle." And look, I want everybody to know it's not because I did not want to do it. I wanted to do it. I'm just so busy, guys. I'm working like numerous jobs. And you know what? I'll probably start there first with all the stuff that I want to talk about. Radio is my passion. I've always loved radio more than radio loves me back. I'm usually the first person to show up and the last person to leave. I wasn't that funny or entertaining at the beginning of my career, but I kind of grew into it. I did. Fake Alex Jones says, "Hey, Tuddle, good to see you back. Thank you for joining us." Us. Well, I do have multiple personalities in my head. And guys, if you guys are watching right now, I've not, Joe says, "This looks and sounds phenomenal." Yeah, I'm definitely seeing a big difference with the Mac. All the RAM and a better processor. I'm hooked up lightning cable to my board, so I had a good idea that it was going to be way, way better. But if you guys are tuning in right now, if you guys are on social media, share this broadcast. Tell people to join me. Because one of the things about podcasting is that you got to be consistent. And I have it. I mean, the first 2.5 years, I was very consistent. That's why I named tonight's show just the Tuddle Podcast. Because it doesn't make sense. This has not been a daily podcast. Nowhere even close to it. Because like I said, I haven't done a show since February. But back to my work situation. Radio is my passion. Always going to love it. I'm going to keep doing the podcasting. And I'll get a little bit about the other shows that I've worked with here in just a minute. But it's crazy. This is the first time in my life, people, that I am actually saving money. I'm putting money away because I work remotely. I work from home, so I'm not wasting money on gas. I get to eat at home, so I'm not wasting a bunch of money there. And all I've been doing is concentrate on working and helping take care of my mom, which she's doing well. So I'm staying busy with it. Do I have much of a social life? Not really. My social life is limited to probably about once a month, maybe 2 if I'm lucky. I'll go to Tampa and hang out with Colton. I was just there a couple of weeks ago. I see my friend Addie over in Tampa, and that's not a slang word of me going out there and trying to score drugs or anything. Jack Mayhoff, Tuddle, remember the time you tried to bust a nut on Bubba's show? Yeah, that was pretty embarrassing. But that was also back when I was on a lot of drugs. I was on a lot of mood stabilizing drugs. I wasn't even masturbating back then, guys. I wasn't even masturbating. And, a lot of, the guys on the show, Dr. Dan, everybody, they made fun of me for saying that. And I just thought that I was being responsible and actually trying to pay attention to work. But that wasn't the case. It was the drugs. The drugs. Like, I had no, urge to even, masturbate. And that should have been a big warning sign before I got Baker acted and stuff. But I'm off all those now. I'm still sober. I smoke weed. I have microdosed a little bit, not on a regular basis, but I got to tell you, it really has helped me out with my depression. I'm all over the place today. I know this is the first show back, and I'm going to try to do this as much as I can. But back to the, I'm really, really, honestly, in a good spot financially. That's the thing about my life, people, is I just can't get both of those to meet up. My professional life and my personal life have never, ever really been that good at the same time. It just hasn't. But right now, socially, I'm not getting out. I mean, like I said, hang out with Colton and my friends around here. I went fishing yesterday with Fish on Jay. That was a great time. So I get out every once in a while. I go to movies by myself. And this is just not, poor old Tuddle. No. Like I said, I'm saving up and stuff, but I miss the radio. I miss radio tremendously. And that's why I wanted to get back to doing this podcast, because let's be honest. Do any of you guys ever think that I'm actually going to get back on radio? I could if I wanted to. I could get out there, but I've kind of wore out my welcome here in Central Florida. And I debated on talking about this. Once again, guys, I would love to talk to some of you guys. I would love to try to test out the Google Voice that I have. So, guys, give me a call, 407-270-3044. I would like to test that up since I rewired everything in my studio. I mean, if you guys don't want to, I just want to make sure that everybody can hear me that is listening right now. And I'm not going to get into this And I don't want anybody to like call Bubba and be like, oh, Tuddle, Bubba, Bubba, Tuddle was talking bad about you. I'm not at all. But like, I just think that my time with Bubba is done with. It's not that I don't want to be involved, because I still think I could provide something to his radio show. I did a podcast with him in December that I think a lot of you guys liked. I got a lot of great feedback from that. And then I went to the Christmas party, the Bubba Army royalty party. I mean, I went to that, and that was a great time. It was nice to see everybody. And there were talks about myself and Colton doing a podcast. Like, it wouldn't, I'm not allowed to do the terrestrial show. Here, let me see if this works here. Hey, 413. I'm not allowed to say. Hey, so I just want to see in the chat room. Can you guys actually hear? Who is this? What's your name, sir?
Joe.
Oh, what up, Joe? How are you, man? So you did comment, and you said that you thought that it sounded good. I got to get the lighting a little bit better and stuff, but for the most part, I think the camera and the audio is definitely better. When you say, oh, you can barely, they say he's breaking up. All right, test. No, I know. I think it's on my end. No, so people said they can't hear you. So Joe, I appreciate it. I gotta try to figure this stuff out, man. But thank you. All right, man. Thank you. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get that worked out and figure out why that's not working now. I'm just gonna close that window. I tried. I'm trying to figure things out with this rewiring of the studio and stuff. But back to the Bubba thing, like we were talking about doing a podcast and stuff, and I would have loved that. They wouldn't have been able to. They wouldn't have to see me. I wouldn't like be in their hair. I wouldn't annoy them at all. I really think that myself and Colton, that if we did a once a week podcast, I think that it would be added content to what Bubba's got going on. Bubba's in the content creating business. I mean, he has been all this life, but even more than now, he's not going to like have to pay me. I was going to do it to kind of promote what I'm doing here on this podcast. And then I called in, somebody told me, and I'm not going to say who said this, but somebody in radio told me this, that they think that myself and Bubba do great radio together. It's just, whatever dynamic that myself and Bubba have, I think it's great radio. Am I the butt of jokes most of the time? Yeah, I am. But I've never been one of those guys that gets mad or upset that I'm the butt of the joke. No, like if it's funny, it's funny. If I'm playing the guy that is just getting messed with all the time and it makes people laugh, then it's still funny. I'm doing my job. But they always said, you guys do great radio together, but it's always a matter of time that you're going to say something or Bubba's going to say something, and then it's all going to come crumbling down. And that's the truth. It is. I've done a lot of I've done a lot that Bubba is very justified to be mad at me. Yes, I get that. Like the last time, I just called in to kind of discuss doing the podcast and stuff, and Dr. Dan had to jump in there. I'm not saying a damn word about Dr. Dan. He's the best. He's smart, handsome, rich, big dick, whatever you want to say. I mean, Dan has everything. And I've learned my lesson that time. And Shane Reeves from Florida Man Radio. Whatever I did wrong, I'm sorry. Like, I literally will kiss your bare ass to make good for what it is. What do you want to do? You want to golden shower me or whatever? Do you want to lay a rail across? You want to do a poop mohawk? Do you want to do a poop mohawk? Then let's do it. Let's just get this. Let's get this behind us. Because I don't even know what I did. I just being myself. Once again, self-sabotaging and stuff. But I digress. I'm after today, I'm gonna keep my distance. It's not that I don't want to be a part of Bubba's world. It's not that I don't want to like cut him off from my life completely. I've had some great times. I became a better broadcaster because of Bubba, but I just think we're oil and water. I'm always bound to piss him off no matter what. It's going to happen. I'm going to do something to mess it up. So I can't be on the terrestrial show. And maybe he could have me on the bonus shows, but he doesn't even have to see me. Just let me do some content for you. Send it in. If you hate it, you hate it. I really, really, you can say whatever you want to about my show. I have a good time doing this, and I got plans for things in the future. I think that I can add a lot. I can add you more content. I might not have the followers as Alex Stein does. I think that's his name. I'm not sure. I saw him. I was at the Bubba Army royalty party and stuff. I saw him coming around, interviewing and ambushing people. Does it make me feel like does it make me like seem like a crazy person OCD wise? Because I knew that Alex Stein was going to be at the Bubba Army royalty party. That I planned, and this is how I am. I'm so paranoid. I was like, "Oh, Alex Stein, he's gonna try to ambush me, ask me some questions and stuff." And I prepared. I was pre-prepared with a bunch of stuff if it did happen. He didn't even like show me any attention. And I know a lot of you guys are probably going to say, "Oh, well, Tuddle, he probably doesn't know who you are." He doesn't know who you are at all. So that's why he didn't come up and talk to you. Well, that's bullshit. If he knows the Bubble Love Sponge as well as everybody thinks he does, that he's got to know who I am. Yeah, he does the man on the street stuff. He does this. I've done the man on the street stuff. I haven't gone out there and done as much. And look, I'm not telling you, Alex Stein is the man. This guy's killing it right now. He's getting all the attention and stuff. But, come on. Everybody knows that he's got writers, correct? I know that. You know that. A lot of the stuff that he's doing is not like ad-libbing or going off the cuff. That whole show that he does. Now, I'm doing it again. I'm going down that road. Now where Alex Stein, but I don't even listen to Bubba's show because I'm so busy with my work and stuff. I did see a YouTube video because I still subscribe to the Bubba Army YouTube channel. And every once in a while, a video will pop up, and I thought that Alex Stein and Bubba actually had heat. Or was that a work? Because I watched it, and it kind of seemed like a work. Kind of did. I'm just being honest. But did they got real heat or not? But little do you know, I did the man on the street stuff. That I read a lot of my questions. I mean, I pre-showed. By pre-showed, I did some pain pills and drank some beers before I went out to the Orange County courthouse to interview Casey Anthony's attorneys. Or I went out to Paramore and interviewed a guy that they called Lick the Wall Man. I don't know if I've ever talked about this. One of the most interesting things or interviews that I ever did in my life, there was a wino that they called him Lick the Wall Guy. He was a homeless guy. And a lot of homeless guys, they'll just ask you for change. But if you offer me some type of twist or some type of gimmick or some entertainment, this guy would lick the side of this wall by the entrance of a liquor store. It was painted very bright green. People would come by and throw dollar bills at him or change, and they would ask him, hey, lick the wall, man. And this guy licked the wall so much that he actually, you could see the same spot that he would lick every single time. I don't know, like if he cleaned that off, but he kept licking it and licking it and licking it. And he wore the paint off of the side of the liquor store. He had a good spot. And now he would switch over to another area. And they would have to come out like every other year to repaint the wall green because he licked the wall. And I think this guy would probably make $45 to $50 a day. I mean, the guy is offering some type of entertainment, and he's just not begging. And I know a lot of people have a problem giving money to vagrants or homeless people and stuff. It's all about how they go about it. This one guy, Andy, older dude, homeless. He gets dialysis every single morning. I don't even know how that's possible, but good for him. He may be a veteran. But I like to kind of hear some of the stories about, oh, well, how did you end up homeless? What's going on? And Andy rides around on this 3-wheel tricycle. Maybe Fish on Jay has actually seen him. He's in Edgewater, rides a little 3-wheel bicycle. He's got a basket on the back. He keeps a 5-gallon bucket that he turns upside down. And he never asked me for change. I mean, we've talked a couple of times and stuff. I would love to do an interview with him. But he never asked me for money. He asked me this, especially during the summertime when it's hot. Hey, can I get an orange Gatorade and a Hershey's chocolate bar? And I'm like, okay, I really don't have a problem doing that. You know, and I don't want anybody to think like, oh, well, once you give them money, if they spend it on liquor. No, like, back to the lick the wall guy, I don't mind giving somebody money if they're offering something in return. You want to buy liquor with it? I really don't give a fuck. I just don't. But he asked me that all the time. And then, Andy, the guy that rides the three-wheel bicycle with the basket on the back, my mom, bought some Tupperware, bought a couple of sets of it. And whenever we have leftovers and stuff, my mom, the first time I took the Tupperware out and I told Andy, I said, Andy, I'll give you this, but keep it clean it out and stuff. And next time I see you, I'll bring you another Tupperware with leftovers. And he gives it back to me. Because a lot of people just want to judge homeless people that live on the street. Oh, they're lazy, blah, blah, blah. No, that's not the case. There's a lot that is like that. But Jason Fish on J says, yes, I've seen him at the Circle K on US 1 and 442. That's the same guy. But you just don't know the story. You really don't. You know what really has killed people that beg for change or whatever it may be? It's because of ATM cards. I mean, I used to use my ATM card way too much, and then you would just get hit with all these little charges and stuff. Am I the only one? I would like to hear from you guys in the chat room. Do you guys think that you overuse your ATM card? Because I've now go get a hundo at the ATM instead of just running your ATM card nonstop. The more and more you use your ATM card and stuff, the more chance of you getting taken advantage of from a skimmer. So I've been pulling out money and just using that. But nobody ever has change. It does really. When I worked with Bubba before I had a bank account, I dealt strictly in cash. Pretty much the whole entire time. I really didn't have a bank account until the last time that I worked with a Bubba. Everybody at the BRN had direct deposit. I didn't. You want to know why? Because I overdrafted so many accounts. I forgot what banks I owed money to and stuff. So I get a paper check, and I would have to go to the bank, or not to the bank. I'd go to Amscot. I would go to Amscot, and they would take their cut off the top of a check from Bubba, and then I would take that money, and I would just deal strictly in cash, which was weird and inconvenient. Luckily, I didn't have a lot of bills and stuff that I had to pay immediately. And if I had to write a check, that was another pain in the ass. You had to go to Amscot. They would take money off the top on Amscot if you had to get a cashier's check to send out. But it's rough because, I used to, when I was working with Bubba, I had all types of change in my car. A lot of people want to keep their change and stuff, but man, I had so much change in my car to the point where I would have to take it out of there because I just knew somebody was going to break into my goddamn car just because of all the change, because of all the silver. And what really, really sucked is I had the cup holders. I had cup holders on the door, I had cup holders by my gear shifter, and I would separate it. I'd put the dimes, the nickels, the quarters, and I would even separate the pennies and stuff. But then I was like, man, there's going to be some homeless guy. It's going to be desperate. Not saying that all homeless people are desperate. I was like, they're going to break the window of my PT Cruiser. By the way, I have not driven the PT Cruiser in a while because I've been driving my dad's truck. I've been driving my dad's truck since he passed away. It's been 2.5 years now. I mean, it never gets easy, but I mean, it's something that we all have in common. I'm going to go through some of these comments and I'm going to get out of here, but I'm going to try to do these shows more often. Toastmaster, using cards instead of cash also contributes to inflation. Why is that? Fish on J, I use my bank credit card and pay it off at the end of the week. It's harder with credit than debt to hack. You know, a lot of people say don't use debit cards because if your money, if you get skimmed and they steal your money, a lot of that money is insured, but it's going to be a pain in the ass. A lot of people just go straight credit card and pay it off at the end of the week, like Fish on Jay was talking about, because that's the bank's money. Stanley Furrow, cash is a fool's deal. I can see that. Jay Shuffle Bosun says, I need to start using more cash. Democrats are evil. Tuddle, are you Lotto Ticket Jones? No, I have bought them before. And I know that I'm going to go on another rant, but I hate people. I hate people that have to get their lotto, the little cards that you have to bubble in with your own numbers and stuff. Why are you doing that? If I'm being honest, lotto should be but it should only be quick pick. It should. Your numbers that are sentimental to your heart and stuff have the same chance as quick pick numbers. And before you argue with me, it's going to be like, no, you had the same chance of winning with either quick picks or the numbers you pick out. I mean, it's mathematics. It's statistics. It's the truth. And when you're holding me up when I'm trying to pay for gas, because once again, back to the skimmers, I refuse to use my card at the pump. I will not do it. I will not do it. Jay Shuffle Bosun. Hey, Tuddle, do you know why Blitz quit? Not touching that one at all, out of respect. I mean, it seems like both sides are very, very happy with each other. They're very good friends. Blitz left on good terms. So, I mean, I don't know anything more than you do. I haven't been there. Twisted Movies, right? Statistically say no one will ever win, but someone does. So you play your numbers. No, quick pick. Quick pick. I don't need you to have all your stuff run. It's just like, let me get my gas. Or these stores need to just plan way, way better when like Mega Millions and Powerball, go over $1 billion, because it is horrendous to go anywhere near a gas station. So, all right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to try to do a show tomorrow. Do you guys want me to promote it on social media when I'm going to do it? That's why you guys need to subscribe. It could be on whatever platform that you use. Turn on the notifications so you know when I'm doing a show. I set up the broadcast like about 30 minutes before I was going to do this. So you guys all should have gotten the notifications. Anyways, I'm going to get out of here, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed tonight's show. Hopefully you guys stay safe, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.